All right, ladies and gentlemen, this video is inspired by one of the subscribers that reached out and said, "Oh, they believe they are the curse breakers, and they are trying to discuss with their parents about curse breaking. They believe that they are the chosen one, the black sheep of the family, and they are discussing with their parents this whole thing of breaking a curse. They are going to church, you know, to pray with those pastors and lay their hands on them. It is nothing like that. It's nothing to do with the church. This whole thing of curse breaking, it has nothing to do with your church. And if you find yourself questioning whether you're a curse breaker and you're still inside the family system, the chances are 0 to none that you're the curse breaker of the family. You're not a black sheep. Now, let me explain to you how do you know that you're breaking a curse or the curse is being broken. First of all, you are the black sheep of your family. The black sheep, by this time, if you don't know who a black sheep is, then go back to my videos. I've done so many videos that talk about the black sheep of the family. You are the chosen one, okay? The one that is meant to break the curse. Now, what happens to the black sheep? Normally, a black sheep is the person that is different. You stand out. You're not like the rest, okay? Sometimes you might hear things your parents telling you that, oh, you're not like your brothers, you're not like your sisters, you're doing things differently, and so on and so forth. You have always been different. The way you move, the way you speak, the things you do, it has always been different. You have always stood out in your family system. There's also a very big chance that you have spent a big part of your life in that unit being scapegoated. So you have been a family scapegoat. That is why you have been facing different attacks from different family members. Whenever there was a problem, everybody pointed the barrels towards you. When there was something going on, it was so and so. It was this, it was so and so. So you have been scapegoated for the most part of your life, for as long as you've been in that system. Not only even in the family. The scapegoating has also happened in so many areas of your life. Maybe it was in school, could have been in a church, in your community, different scenarios. Is why I've said that if you're asking yourself if you're the chosen one in the family, and you're still having these regular conversations about breaking curses and whatever, you're going to church, you're most likely not a chosen one. Or you could be a chosen one who hasn't yet snapped out of the whole dysfunctional family system. Now, the first thing that will happen to a black sheep, something is going to happen to you along the journey, and you're going to wake up. That spiritual awakening is going to be triggered by something that may happen inside your family. You may see something that may send you into shock. You may maybe find out your father did something or your mother did something. There is something that they have been doing or they have done behind your back. Some of the black sheep, they may have discovered that at some point they were sacrificed, okay, spiritually or physically, attempted physical sacrifice or spiritual sacrifice. Most of the time it happens spiritually, and that has triggered your awakening. When you do go through that spiritual awakening, that is the exact moment when you're going to get a revelation, a clear understanding and understanding of what has been happening behind the scenes. You are going to be shown who your enemy is inside of that system. You may even sometimes some of you discover that your biggest hater or your biggest enemies have been your own family members in the system. Of course, including the narcissistic parent. That one is a sure deal. That was the first priority. This realization is going to push you to walk out, or I could say to walk away from the entire system. You are going to eliminate yourself. You are going to walk away from the system. You are going to disappear, and you are going to be pushed into a corner where you are going to be required to do some healing work on yourself. When you do this, you have walked away from the system. The very first thing that will happen, the person that ushered in, now this is why I want you guys to listen very closely. That particular individual who is most likely that narcissistic parent at the top that ushered in these curses in the entire system is going to be the first one to reach out. They are going to reach out because they are feeling like when you leave the system, they are going to lose control over you because it has always been about control anyway. So they are going to reach out and they are going to try to convince you, oh, you need to stay with us, come back inside and whatever, we miss you and whatever. They are going to try to bribe you and whatever. They are going to send some other flying monkeys. Other family members may reach out to you because they want you to return. Because the moment you unplug from that system and you step out of it is when you are going to be able to understand the fire that you've been playing with when you have been inside the system. Because you see, when the house catches fire, let's say for example, the people that put out the fire, they stand outside of the house, not inside of the house. So for them to put out the fire, they have to be outside of the house and they will get their equipment and everything and they're going to put out the fire. They do not put out the fire when they are inside of the house that is burning down. That is the most clear example I can give you. When you walk out of the system, you're now going to see how deep the fire has been inside of the entire dysfunctional family matrix. The reason why everybody turns against you, everybody sees you as a problem, because you've stood up for yourself. For the very first time, you have decided to say no to abuse, no to dysfunction. You're walking away from it, and you're going out there at every cost. You're going to do the healing work on yourself. That is where eventually everybody thinks you're the one that is causing problems. You're the troublemaker. You are this and you're that. They may call you a lot of different names. They may smear your name and everything. Don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with you. You have started initially breaking the entire curse by you walking out of the entire unit, because you do not break a curse when you are inside the family. They are popping in and out of your house. They are calling you. You are talking here and there. You are engaging with them. You do not do that. You walk away from the system and you go out and create your own path. Find yourself, self-actualization, self-realization. Find out who you are, what has the problem been, and now you're going to start healing. You do that when you're outside of the system. Now, there is some things I want to let you guys know that are going to happen for you to realize that there's a curse that is being broken in the family. Number one, the entire family system you've left behind is going to fall into chaos. You're going to hear family members fighting against each other, the brother fight with the sister fight with the brother, the father shouting with the other siblings. You are going to hear all the chaos you've never had before happening inside. If, in fact, even some case scenarios, it is going to cause so many different members in the unit to go against each other. If that thing happens and you've left the unit, if you have left the unit and that thing happens, that incident happens, why you might hear about it. You're not looking for it, but you'll hear about it. Different family members are fighting or going against each other. That means that you are the curse breaker. By you walking out of the system, you have started breaking that curse. Number two, You might hear of a loss. It can be one or two, it can be more. When you're talking about a loss, I'm talking about somebody might pass away. You may start hearing some family members in the unit, oh, this one passed away, it has been 3 months you left, and you hear somebody that's passed away. You might hear sometimes your narcissistic parent is in hospital. You might hear something like your parents are struggling with something, they have lost their home, something happened to their car. There is something that has happened. They are going through a loss. That loss signifies that there's a curse within the system that has already started to break inside of the unit. So when you are out there doing your healing work and you ever run into people who will tell you things such as, oh, so and so left the family, so and so is not talking to so and so, this one is fighting with that one, something happened, this one lost a car, this one is in hospital, they have a whatever cancer, they have some disease or whatever, you're going to start knowing that that is exactly what was going on. Now, let me explain to you why these kind of things are happening. The black sheep is the most powerful tool in that entire system. I understand. You have never been given the credit. Okay, you've been trying to show the love and, be there for everybody, try to stand up for everyone, but nobody ever gave you the credit. Because a lot of them, subconsciously, they felt you have a lot of power. You're the only person that can stand up against abuse. The only reason why you didn't stand up against that abuse is because you didn't actually know what the abuse was or what dysfunction was dealing with. When you are in the system, everything apparently will be normal, characterized as normal. Everybody will go about their business. There's a scapegoat in the house. So whatever they have something going on, some BS they're dealing with, they're going to come back and project it onto you. It's what has always been happening behind the scenes. They have been leeching off of your energy, including specifically the narcissistic parent at the top has been leeching off of your energy. It was done in secrecy. You wasn't aware of it, but the entire family system has been depending on your energy. The reason why the whole entire system falls into crumbles is because you have unplugged and you have removed your energy from the entire family system. That is why you're seeing a lot of chaos that is happening inside of the unit. There is no energy source at the moment. It's the same thing that happens when, for example, you have removed yourself, walked away from a narcissistic relationship. It's the same thing that happens. The narcissist will fall apart. Now, of course, in most case scenarios, they may try and get somebody else or whatever, a new supplier or something like that, so that they can now get another energy source to leech off of their energy. But in most cases, if the narcissist has remained on their own, they're going to fall apart, okay? They're going to decompose. Their health will deteriorate, and a lot of things are going to start happening to them. That is because you have removed your energy. Now, when you're talking about breaking a generational curse, you guys need to understand that it is not everybody has got the energy and the guts to do the things you're meant to do. You are meant to follow a completely different path. What has just been holding you back was you continuing to participate in the family system, to pour into them and to give them a lot of your energy. That is what has helped them to thrive until that day in time when you decided to walk away from the entire matrix. So if a black sheep was walked away, just have the confirmation. Just keep your what do they call it? Keep your guards up and keep on the lookout. You're going to hear so many things. You're going to see, or you may hear a lot of things that are happening inside of the system. Losses, health issues. There's even some cases you may be called. Somebody may reach out to you and they may tell you things like, listen, your narcissistic parent, ever since you left, their health has deteriorated. Maybe they're in hospital. Even sometimes they may tell you things like they have passed away. It has nothing to do with you. This thing we're talking about breaking generational cycles, many people do not understand how deep it can go. When you're breaking a curse, that curse may even sometimes take a life. I know that it's going to be very painful. It is not something you wanted. It was not your wish, but it is something that was meant to happen according to divine order because you was dealing with the generational curse. So, if you're the guys I'm talking about, the curse breakers, you have seen those things happen. You have experienced those things happen. People have called you, they have told you things that have been happening behind there in the system. Then eventually you're the chosen one of the family. You're the generational curse breaker of that entire family. And that is how you know that the curse has initially started breaking inside of the system. For all of you guys who are new on this channel, you can go back. I've done so many videos on breaking generational curses. There's a couple of them you can watch to get more insights and more clarity on the kind of journey that is ahead of you. Let us know what you think about the video. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.